It's Tuesday, August 16th, 2022. Got a signal out on oil, and I've got my order set up for it, and just waiting for it to get filled right now. And looking to get a signal on ES, NQ, and YM, of course, today, and just looking for that signal. I'll be back. Okay, I've got a new signal out here on CL. Canceled the previous signal. Got a new signal here. Looking to get entry. I'll be right back. Okay, CL has got me in short here. I'll be back. Okay, I've got a signal sent out on the ES here, and I've got my order set up. Be back. Okay, ES has got me in long here. CL moving down, looking for 2,000 on CL, and ES has gone long and looking to send out NQ. Still looking at it though. I'm only going for $10 here on the ES. It's not a big trade on this one. Could go for 20 on it very easily. CL getting semi-close here. Just needs to make it to 2,000. It'll get me out. The indexes are acting really strange. They don't look like they normally do. They're not acting like they normally act. So I'm being cautious on the signals here today for the indexes. Okay, CL coming down here, about to hit the exit very soon. Now, if I wanted to, I could easily go for 200 ticks on this particular one because, well, there's a reason for it. I let the room know about it. And read the signals. Everybody in the signals knows about it. And I could easily go for another 100 here if I wanted to. Okay, CL looks like it's going to go for the exit here. Now again, I could easily go for another 100 ticks right here. You know, there's ever, my signals are good for 100 to 200. If there's ever a time to go for 200, today would be the day. Today would be the day to do it. So you don't have to go for 200 ticks every day, but today is definitely the day. If you were going to go for one, today is the day to pull the trigger and go for it. You just ask you, why am I not going for it right now? Well, because I am desperately trying to figure out what's going to happen with the NQ and the YM, and the indexes are really hard to read right now. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get another signal except for just the ES, but I'm trying to right now. So I don't want to pay a whole lot of attention to the CL. I'm just going to take the super high math, 100 ticks, and walk for today. You know, there's nothing wrong with playing high math either. But again, if ever there's a day to go for it, today is the day. Okay, almost got me out right there. What did it go down to? Went down to 02. It's going to get me out at 98, so 4 ticks away right there. Okay, actually it went down to 87. Went down to 87, so it came 2 ticks away from getting me out right there. But anyway, the 100 ticks is super high math. Today, on this particular day, it's super high math. 200 ticks is even pretty good math today. Okay, market just did not make it down to my exit. I've got a break-even stop on it now at 87.86. I really hate to do this, but the market just does not seem to want to move very much. Not like it normally does. But here's the thing: if it doesn't hit my break-even stop and comes back down, all it's going to do is going to drop much more. So what I really need to do now is go for more ticks. So I'm going to go ahead and go for it. I'll come back. Okay, CL just got me out right there. It got me out at, let's see here, what did it fill me at? 86.98 it just filled me. 86.90, that was my limit price down there. Okay, so I'm out of CL now. I can concentrate on the ES and the other markets. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I have just sent out a signal on the NQ. You know what though, I'm not going to take it because I just don't feel like setting up the order and everything. I'm just going to stick with the ES here today, 2 contracts. Take my profit. It should be, let's see, $10. It'll only be 1,000 actually. Maybe I should go for more. Okay, maybe I'll set the signal up on the NQ. We have placed a break-even stop here on the ES, 4299.75. Okay, ES moving up a little bit here. It'll get me out when I get to 1,000 or to 4308. I could go for an extra $10 on this one with no problem. Math is pretty high on it. But I'm just going for super high math, which is $10. It's really super high math. $20 is still very high, and $15 will take you really high too. So you actually, this trade is good for $30 too, with pretty high math. I don't know what the math is exactly. It's not sitting right in front of me, but it's pretty high. I mean, relatively speaking, for $30, it's pretty high. So, but I'm just going for the small amount, $10, and what I like to do is just add contracts, and that works super well for me. But you got to remember now, for a lot of you, you're in the USA. You can play these better than I can because it starts to get late for me, and I want to, go to sleep. And but it's still the daytime for you, so you can still watch it and still see what it's going to do, and then play your order appropriately and try to get more out of it. For instance, because a lot of times, the signals are pretty much always good. You know which direction it's going to go in. It's just that, like, sometimes it's going to come back and hit my break-even stop on me, like it did yesterday, but then keep on going, just like it did yesterday for the NQ, and my trade would have been good, just like I said it would for 97% chance that it would be good. I've still got an open order to take NQ right now, but just like yesterday, this thing just doesn't want to move much. I think all the markets are kind of like that right now. They're a bit on the slow and choppy side a bit. That's why I'm playing it protective, because it is, when it starts to get slow and choppy like that, it gets a little bit unpredictable. You don't know for sure what it's going to do, how far the code will go, for instance, and so you can't really measure it that well that way. Where if it's moving, it's a lot easier to measure and to know what it's going to do based upon what it's doing. Okay, ES almost got me out there. Okay, ES just did get me out, and now I'm in the NQ. So ES is probably going to move higher here, and then the NQ should also move higher. Just going for $50 on the NQ, which will be a $2,000 trade. It'll be a $2,000, since I've got two contracts on it. It'll be a $2,000 trade. And that was a $1,000 trade right there on the ES at two contracts. Okay, I'll come back. Just like yesterday, the NQ is really taking its time here to move up, but just like yesterday, it should do exactly the same and move up eventually. But it's going to take a little while here probably to do it. I'd say within 2 more hours or so. By the way, it has not gone far enough to place a break-even stop on it yet. It needs to go to, it's at 672 now. It needs to go to 691, and then I can place a break-even stop on it, and I'm going to place a $10 buffer on it, which is a very big break-even stop. But you have to do that with NQ. Yesterday, I placed it. I got $7 slippage yesterday. Got $3 profit. So it's, the NQ is tough that way. That's why you want to make it to your exit. So anyway, once it gets up to 91, I'm going to place $10 buffer. That's going to give me a $20 in between my buffer or my stop and where it currently will be at once I place it, once it triggers. So, but the thing is once it does that, it should just continue up and make it to the exit, no problem. Chances very high. I'm just placing the break-even stop because mathematically speaking, that is the proper thing to do. Actually, it really needs to go to about 96 before it's a proper thing to do, but I'm going to play it a little bit tight and go to 90 because I know that it'll keep going. If it's going to make it, it should keep going. And what's the math that it's going to make it? Well, $50 is 97% math. So, extremely high. Okay, I've got a break-even stop here with a $10 buffer on it. So in other words, I'm in at 661. My stop is at 671.50. So it's $10. So just in case it does come down, it'll get me out before I lose any money on the trade. And now it's just a matter of it making it to the $50 exit at 709, which it should be able to make. Mathematically speaking, it's going to do 97% of the time. So it should just keep on going, like I had said earlier. Most of the time, it's going to do this. I'll be back. Okay, NQ going for the exit. Okay, it just made it. That was a big move right there. It just made all of a sudden. Anyway, NQ out of the NQ, all done for today. And as you can see, my signals work very, very well. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow with more signals. Happy trading.